Welcome back, grade 9. In today's period, we will continue the exercise 2.4 from the lesson Factorization of Polynomials. In the previous period, we completed the questions 1 to 3. Now we will complete question 4 and 5. Let's see what is question 4. 1. Factorize means we have to write two brackets of the polynomial 12x squared minus 7x plus 1. This question is a little bit different from the question that we did in previous period, or question 1, 2, 3, because there is a coefficient other than 1 with x squared. So in that explanation, I told you the easier way of factorizing when you have the coefficient of x squared as 1. Here the coefficient of x squared is not 1, so we have to follow the method of splitting the middle term. Now, 7x squared, negative 7x. How can you separate or split negative 7x into two terms? To do that, we have to consider the product of the term. Also, to take the product, we have to take this will be for product and this will be for sum. This is what we studied in the previous period. But when you take the product, it is not only for 1. We have to take the product of this term as 1. So the product is for 1 times 12. So which two numbers will give you 12 on multiplication and which two numbers will give you negative 7 on addition? That's what we have to look for. Two numbers that gives you positive 12 on multiplication and the same numbers on addition should give you negative 7. Of course, you know 12 is 3 times 4. Yes, 3 and 4 will give you 12 and 3 and 4 will give you 7. Correct, but we need negative sign. Yes, very good. So we can take negative, negative, negative. Negative times negative is positive, 12. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. So the numbers are negative 3 and negative 4. So we rewrite negative 3x, negative 4x, which is replaced for negative 7x. And of course, we will complete the first term and the last term. Okay, so which will be equal to? We consider the first group of the two terms and the last group of the other two terms. In the first two terms, what's common? We can take 3 and x. So when you take 3 and x from 12x squared, from 12 you take 3, or 12 divided by 3, take means we are dividing. 12 divided by 3 is 4, and from x squared you took an x, so x is left. You have a minus in the middle. 3x, all of it is taken out, so nothing, it's only 1 is left now. Now again, in the next group, you have negative outside, and 4x plus 1. We need minus. So if you take a negative outside, what is left from the first term? I took the negative, so we have only 4x there. And from plus, we took a minus outside. Minus with what gives you a plus? Yes, it is minus 1. As I told you, if you are confused in this step, you can look what you have in the first bracket. It should be the same in the second bracket. And if you don't have a number here, you have to insert a number 1. Nothing means it is 1. Because 1 times the bracket is the bracket itself. It will not make a change. Now we have two terms, the whole first one, and from here, this is the second term. In between these two terms, what's common? 4x minus 1 is there in both the terms. So 4x minus 1 will be out. And all the other numbers will be in the second bracket. We have 3x minus 1. And that's the answer. So we factorize 12x squared minus 7x plus 1 as 4x minus 1, 3x minus 1. Great. Let's move on to the second part of the question. Again, there is a coefficient other than 1. So we have to split the middle term. For that, we have to consider times 2. Which two numbers on multiplication will give you 6, not 3, 6? And which two numbers will give you 7 on addition? So let us see what are the numbers. On multiplication, we need 6. And on addition of the same numbers, we have to get positive 7. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. Excellent. 1 and 6, 1 and 7. And there is no chance of negative sign there. So we have 1x and, sorry, 6. 1x and 6x here. And we copy the term here, plus 3. And this will be 2x squared. So this is the splitting middle term. We split it like this. Now we have two terms in the beginning and two terms at the end. In the first two terms, what's common? Perfect, x is common. So we have 2 and x is left, because from x squared we took x outside. Plus x is outside, so only 1 is left. Now from the second group, 3 is common. When you take 3 outside, 3 times 2 is 6 with x, plus you have 3, you took 3, so only 1 is left. Now look, these two are the same. So we have two terms again, with 2x plus 1 is common. So take the common term outside, or the bracket outside, and the rest of the numbers in the next bracket. What are the numbers left? X plus 3. And that is the factorization of the given polynomial. Excellent. Now let's see what is the next question. 6x squared plus 5x minus 6. Again, on multiplication, you have to take this number here. So 6 times 6, 36 should be the negative 36 on multiplication and positive 5 on addition. Which two numbers, when you multiply, you will get negative 36, and the same numbers when you add, you will get positive 5. For that, you can think the factors of 36. 1 times 36 is 36, 2 times 18 is 36, 3 times 12 is 36, 4 times 9 is 36, 6 times 6 is 36. 1 and 36 will not give you 5, 2 and 18 will not give you 5, 3 and 12 will not give you 5, 4 and 9 will give you 5. So this will be the answer. So let us see, 4 and 9. Yes, 4 times 9 is 36. Also, 4 and 9 will give you 5, but on subtraction. If you put a negative sign with 9, the answer will be negative 5, because you have to put the sign of larger number. But you know that it is positive, so this will not be negative. So this is positive, this is negative. So think about this question now. Negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. And negative 4 plus 9 is positive 9. So the numbers are negative 4 and 9. So let us split the middle term. This will be negative 4x and 9x. And we will write the last term, which is negative 6, and the first term, which is positive 6x squared. Now let us group them, first two and the last two. In the first two terms, what's common? Yes, very good, 2x is common. If you take 2 from 6, we have 3. If you take 1x, it is x minus. From 4x, you took 2x, so 2 is left. Perfect. Now, between 9x and 6, what's common? 3 is common. Very good. Now, 3 times what give you 9? 3x. If you get confused, you can multiply and see. 3 times 3 is 9x. Minus 3 times 2 gives you 6. And you see, these two are same. That's a clue, which will help you to do your work faster. These two terms are same in the first group and the second group. So we will take it out, 3x minus 2. And what is left? Remember, don't write plus or minus, because it is factors. You have to take two numbers under multiplication, not plus or not minus. So just take the numbers, what are left? We have 2x plus 3. And that's it. We are done with the factorization of the third part. Now let's see what's the next one. This 3 should be multiplied here. So your number is negative 12. Which two numbers will give you negative 12 on multiplication, and the same numbers will give you negative 1 on addition? So two numbers, negative 12 with multiplication and negative 1 on addition. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, so we can take 3 and 4. But remember, your number should be negative. So larger number is negative and the smaller number is positive. So the numbers are positive 3 and negative 4. So this is how you can split the middle term. First number will be, or one of the number will be positive 3 and the other number will be negative 4. You can split as first or second, doesn't matter. So first one is positive 3x square plus 3x minus 4x minus 4. So this is the first group and second group. So in the first group, what's common? 3x is common. Very good. If you take 3x outside, what is left here? Only x and plus 1, because from 3x we took it outside. Now we have a negative here and negative here, so I'm taking negative 4 outside because 4 is common. Now in the first one you have only x and I took the minus outside, so it will be plus 1. Again, you will get the idea from here. Between these two terms, we have x plus 1 is common, that is outside. We took it out. Now we are left with 3x minus 4. 3x minus 4, that's your factorization. Perfect. Let's move on to question 5. X power 3. So if you have a power 3, we have to find the factors of the constant first. Constant is 2. What are the factors of 2? Is 1 and 2 only. So we have to substitute 1, p of 1, and see the remainder is 0 or not, or p of minus 1, or p of 2, and p of minus 2. So let us see one by one. P of 1. We are checking it to check whether we get the remainder 0. If you get the remainder 0, we say that x minus 1 is a factor. So let us substitute 1 power 3 minus 2 times 1 power 2 minus 1 plus 2, which is equal to 1 minus 2 minus 1 plus 2. Yes, this is a 0. So we get the answer. P of 1 is a factor, or x equal to 1 is a factor. So we can say x minus 1 can be divided, so that we will get it as a factor. X minus 1 is a factor. So we will divide them now. X minus 1, we get it as a factor, so we can divide. X minus 1. The polynomial is x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 2. As usual, x cubed divided by x is x squared. Now, of course, you must be an expert in doing this. We have tried a lot of questions. If you haven't tried, please watch the previous lesson, period 10 and 11, you will understand it. Now change this one. So this to get cancelled, so it will be 0. Negative 2 plus 1, which will be negative 1x squared. And we take down the terms. Negative 1x squared divided by x is negative x. So it will be negative x squared. Plus 1 times x is x. These two get cancelled. This will be negative 2x. Take the new term down, plus 2. So we have negative 2x divided by x, which will be negative 2. It is negative 2x minus and minus will be plus 1 times 2 is 2. So these two get cancelled. Also these two get cancelled. We get the remainder 0. So we can rewrite this polynomial x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 2 is equal to x minus 1, which is from here. And the other polynomial is the quotient that you get from the long division. Now again, you can see that there are two terms. So we have to convert it into two brackets. So we have x minus 1 as it is from here. And this can be separated into two brackets. The coefficient is 1, so we can use the easy method. What was the easy method? Rewrite negative 2 under multiplication and this under addition. Which two numbers you get? Negative 2 on multiplication, and the same numbers on addition you should get negative 1. So negative 2 is 2 times 1 is negative 2, yes. And 2 minus 1 is 1, but we need negative. So larger number will be negative and smaller number will be positive. So the numbers are negative 2 and positive 1. Negative 2 and positive 1. So we just write x, we have x power 2, x here and x here. First number is negative 2 and the second number is positive 1. That's it. So we factorize this polynomial with 3 in 3 brackets, x minus 1, x minus 2, x plus 1. Excellent. Now let's see the second question. Again, it is x power 3. So we have to see what are the factors of 5. So we substitute with p of factors of 5 are 5 and 1. So we substitute p of 1, p of minus 1, p of 5, and see when is it equal to 0. We need to find a remainder 0. So let us see what is p of 5. 5 power 3 minus 3 times 5 power 2 minus 9 times 5 minus 5. 125 minus 3 times 25 is 75 minus 45 minus 5. 125. This is 110, 125. So these two get cancelled. So you get the number 0. The remainder is 0, which means x equal to 5. When you divide, you will get a remainder 0. So x minus 5 is a factor. So again, we have to check by long division and see what is the quotient to get a power 2. So let us see on long division. X minus 5 is a factor. The polynomial is x cubed minus 3x squared minus 9x minus 5. Okay, so x cubed divided by x is x power 2. X cubed minus 5x squared. Change the sign. Negative 3x squared positive 5x squared is 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. 2x squared divided by x is positive 2x. 2x squared minus 10x. Change the sign. Negative 9 plus 10 is 1x minus 5. X divided by x is 1. So x minus 5. We change the sign. So all of it get cancelled. Remainder is 0, which means we can rewrite the question x cubed minus 3x squared minus 9x minus 5 equal to the first factor, which is x minus 5, times the quotient of from the long division, x squared plus 2x plus 1. Again, we can do it in the easier or shortcut method because the coefficient is 1. So we can split into 2 brackets with x and x. On multiplication, you must get the number 1, and on addition, you must get the number 2. What are the two numbers? On multiplication, you get 1, and on addition, we get 2. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. Great. So the numbers are 1 and 1. So plus 1, and we are done. So x cubed, a polynomial with power 3, we get factorized into 3 brackets, x minus 5, x plus 1, x plus 1. Great. Now moving on to part 3. Again, this is a polynomial with power 3. So we have to see the factors of 20. What are the factors of 20? 1 times 20 is 20. So 1, 20, 4, 5, 10. These are the factors of 20. Now let us see which number will give you a 0. So let us see what is p of 1. We can see p of 1, p of minus 1, wherever it is 0. So first of all, p of 1 is equal to 1 cube. All of it is positive, so there is no chance, but still let us see. 1 power 2 plus 32 times 1 plus 20. This is equal to 1 plus 13 plus 32 plus 20, which is equal to 45, 46, 66, not equal to 0. So we can't take x equal to 1 as a factor. Now let us see what is p of minus 1. Negative 1 power 3 plus 30 negative 1 power 2 plus 32 negative 1 plus 20, which is equal to negative 1 plus 13 minus 32 plus 20. Let's take negatives together. Negative 33 and positive 33. Yes, we got a 0, which means x equal to negative 1 is a number, or x plus 1. Remember, you have to switch to the other side. X plus 1 is a factor. Now again, as usual, we will check the long division method. What is the coefficient to see a number starting with power 2? x cubed plus 13x squared plus 32x plus 20 divided by x plus 1, because we got x plus 1 is a factor. So we divide x cubed divided by x is x squared plus x squared. Now we change the sign. 13x squared minus 1x squared is 12x squared plus 32x plus 20. 12x squared divided by x will give you 12x. 12x squared plus 12x again, because 1 times 12 is 12. Change the sign. 32 minus 12 is 20x and 20. 20x divided by x is 20. So we have 20x plus 20. Change the sign, so you'll get the remainder 0, which means this is the quotient. So we can rewrite x cubed plus 13x squared plus 32x plus 20 is equal to the first factor, x plus 1, and all the quotient that we get from here, x squared plus 12x plus 20. Again, it is coefficient 1, so we can use the shortcut method, open two brackets, starting with x and x. Which two numbers on multiplication will give you 20, and the same numbers on addition should give you 12? What are the numbers? So two numbers on multiplication give you 20, and on addition will give you 12, positive 12. 10 and 2, great. 10 times 2 is 20, 10 plus 2 is 12. So the numbers are 10 and 2. So plus 10 plus 2. Great. So when you factorize a polynomial with power 3, we get x plus 1, x plus 10, and x plus 2 in 3 brackets on factorization. Moving on to the last question of this lesson. In this question, the coefficient of y cube is not 1, so we have to multiply to get the product. So 2 should be multiplied here. So the factors of 2 are 1 and 2. So let us substitute for p of 1 is equal to 2 times 1 power 3 plus 1 power 2 minus 2 times 1 minus 1, which is equal to 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 minus 2 minus 1. Plus 2 and minus 2 get cancelled. 1 and minus 1 get cancelled, so the remainder is 0, which means that y is equal to 1 will give us a remainder 0, or y minus 1 is a factor. Now we have to divide the given polynomial by y minus 1 to get our new quotient, which will be a polynomial of power 2 minus 1 divided by y minus 1. 2y cubed divided by y is 2y squared. When you multiply, it will be 2y cubed minus 2y squared. Change the sign. These two get cancelled. 1y squared plus 2y squared is 3y squared minus 2y minus 1. 3y squared divided by y is 3y. 3y multiply y will be 3y squared minus 3y. Change the sign again. This will be plus. Negative 2y plus 3y will be 1y minus 1. Y divided by y is 1. So we get the answer y minus 1. Change the sign. So these get cancelled. So the remainder is 0. So we get the answer that 2y cubed plus y squared minus 2y minus 1 can be written as the first factor, which is y minus 1, multiplied by the quotient that we get when we did the long division. Now you can see that the second factor is the power, has power 2, and the coefficient is not 1. So we can't do the shortcut method, but we can split the middle term. To split the middle term, the product is 1 times 2, which is 2. So two numbers on multiplication should give you 2, and two numbers on addition should give you 3. So what are the numbers? A number multiplied by another number is 2, and the same number on addition should give you 3. It is 2 and 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So the splitting the middle terms, we can separate this. 2y square plus 2y plus y plus 1. Now we can group them. This will be the first group, and that will be the second group. So we can write y minus 1. From the first group, 2y is common, so we take 2y outside. And here y is left, y plus 1 is left. And in the second bracket, nothing is common, so we can take 1 outside, y plus 1. Okay, now we have y minus 1. In these two terms, y minus 1 is common. So we take y plus 1 is common. We take y plus 1 outside, and the rest of the numbers, 2y plus 1 is left. So that will be in the next bracket, 2y plus 1. That's all. So we had a power 3, a polynomial of power 3, and it is distributed in 3 brackets. Okay. That's all for today. The homework is factorizing this one. 2x cubed minus x squared minus 13x minus 1. So first you have to try what are the factors of 2 times negative 6. So what are the factors of 12? Keep substituting and get the answer. Again, another one is with 4 terms. Again, 2x cubed minus 5x squared minus 19x plus 42. And you will get 3 brackets with 3 factors. Keep trying. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next period. Bye.